In this video we are going to learn border related CSS styles. So let me show you one demonstration here. On this page we have three paragraphs. Paragraph 1, you can see the first paragraph whose class is 1, the second paragraph whose class is 2, and the third paragraph whose class is 3. Now for each class I have specified some border related CSS style. So for first class we have written border 3px dotted and pink. When I say first class means the one class. So what it will do is that it will basically create a border of width 3 pixel style dotted and pink in color all around this paragraph. For the second paragraph what will happen is that it will create border for 3 pixel border bottom style, and here we are basically specifying explicitly the bottom border. We are not specifying any other border, but we are just specifying the bottom border. So border bottom style solid and border bottom color red. Now what it will do, let me just show you this. So let me explain the first one first. So for the first, as I said, it will specify the border around the first paragraph with 3 pixel width dotted. You can see that the border is dotted in style and the border color is pink. For the second pixel, as you can see that I have specified border 3 pixel, but we have not specified any other border. We have just specified the bottom border. So that's why you can see that the border bottom style is solid. You can see that solid border is there, and border bottom color is red. You can see that this border color is red. Now in case I will specify here dotted and its color to, for example, green, then you can see that this color will change. You can see that the color of the second paragraph border is changing to green and the border style is dotted. Now in case we want to specify the width of the border, then we can use border dash bottom dash width and 10 pixel or whatever pixel you want to specify, 10 or 20. But in order to get this width applied, for example, you can see that now when I have removed the border, then even if I have a specified border dash bottom dash width, nothing is coming. So that's what I was trying to make the point, that even if you have specified just border dash bottom dash width and whatever pixel, nothing is going to happen unless you have specified the border. So in order to work with the border width, you must have at least a border specified. Now you can see that I have specified the border and we have specified the border bottom width. So you can see that the bottom border is coming with the 10 pixel width and rest all side border is coming with 1 pixel width. Now one important point to note here is that either you can specify the border width, style and color into the single statement separated by a space, or you can specify with three different statement, the way I have done it here. The ideal way is to specify the border width, the border style and the border color into the single statement. Now we are going to learn about visibility and display related CSS style. So first let us try to learn that how to completely hide the element from the HTML page. In order to completely hide the element from the HTML page, we can use display and none CSS style. So for example, here you can see that I have not written any CSS style called display none, and I am going to show you the output of this page first. So here we have first div and this is the second div. Now in case I want to completely hide the first div, then I will simply write style is equal to display and none. Now what will happen? The first div will completely disappear from here. Okay. Now in case we want to hide the element but we want to let it occupy its space. Okay. For example, in this case, as you must have noticed that the element is hidden and it is not even occupying its space. The complete space is being actually occupied by the second div. So in case we wanted to maintain its spacing, that what we can do, we can write visibility and hidden. When we write visibility hidden, what will happen is that the first div will not appear, but it will occupy its space. As you can see that here first div is there at this place, but it is not appearing, it is not being displayed on the web page, but it is occupying its space. You can see that when I will remove this style, the first div will start appear. So in case you want to maintain the spacing, but you don't want the element to appear as the output, then you can specify visibility and then hidden CSS style. Now in case you want to show the element that is already hidden, then you can simply write, for example, this is already hidden element. You want to show it, then you can simply write visible. Okay, here it is not making much sense, but when you will use JavaScript, then you will be able to understand the use of it. You can see that it will basically display the element. Now let us try to learn the position related CSS style. For example, in case we want to position the element relative to its first parent element, then you can use position absolute CSS style. So for example, here let me delete all these things. I'm just running this page first. So here is my page, this is my first heading, as you can see, and then I have a paragraph. Okay, now what I wanted to do is that for this paragraph, or let's say for this H2, I want to maintain its position. So what I will do is that I will add position and absolute. Now when I have written position absolute, what will happen is that it will maintain its position relative to its parent element. So for example, when I will refresh this, you can see that the actual position of this parent H2 was here. Okay, and the position of the paragraph was after the heading, but because it's because the heading position is absolute, so what is happening is that this paragraph is not even caring about the H2 tag. It is simply going at the top. It means that this heading is not occupying any space. Okay, it is like floating on the surface of the web page. Okay, it is not taking its own space. So that was the use of position absolute. So wherever you want exactly your element to appear, you can simply go ahead and place that element with a style as position absolute, and that element will exactly appear there. It will not even care about its height and its width. It will float on the page and it will appear. Now in case we want to float the element to the left or right, then we can use the float related CSS style. For example, here we are writing float and left. Now what will happen is that the H2 where I have specified the float CSS style is floating to the left, and that is why you can see that the next statement, that is the paragraph, is coming at the right. So it was earlier here at this space, but because we have specified float left into the heading, so the paragraph is going at the right side. So this particular heading is basically floating to the left. Now in case we want right side, then we can add float and right, and what will happen is that this paragraph will come to the left and this heading will float to the right. Now in case we want to align the text to the right of the page, then we can use something like this. Let me first show you before applying the CSS style. Now I want this paragraph text to appear into the right, so text align, and I will write right. Then you can see that this text is coming to the right side of the browser window. Now how to specify the Z index? Okay, this is very going to be very interesting. Now let me show you the demonstration of Z-index. So here is my page. On this page we have an image tag, and heading, and one paragraph. Now when I refresh this page, you can see that it is looking like this. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to specify a style and position absolute. When I'm writing position absolute, what is happening is that because it is floating on the surface of the web page, so all my heading and the paragraph is going within the inside the logo. So these texts are not appearing here at all. Now in case I want this text to appear on top of this image, then what we'll do is that we'll specify the Z-index of the image to less, maybe -50. Now what will happen? You can see that it is appearing at top of the image. So this Z-index is basically used to set the stack order of the element on the web pages.